Good afternoon. I'm Boyce Lancaster. I'm here with Vadim and Alina Kobialka. We're at the Southern Theater, as you can see, a beautiful setting here. For 2 evenings, you're going to be playing Bach and much more this weekend, correct?
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about the concert.
Well, it's the program that I've been looking forward to, I think, since the day we decided on this program, which has been well over a year now. We're combining 2 Bach concertos with the staple of Russian literature for string orchestra. We will play Bach E major violin concerto, and then we'll play together with Alina. We'll play the famous Bach double. We don't even need to say that this is a concerto for 2 violins in D minor. Nobody cares. It's Bach double.
The famous Bach double.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we will proceed to play the glamorous Tchaikovsky's String Serenade, and then one of the most heartbreaking pieces ever written, Shostakovich's what is called String Symphony, which really is the arrangement of his 8th string quartet.
And this is your first time playing with the double with Vadim? I mean, you've been working on it. First time to perform with him?
Yes, I'm very excited. I actually performed at his festival, but I got to sit as a stand partner, which was quite a treat. But it's such an honor to be able to play this piece with him. I've learned so much.
You started your performances, as I recall, you were on From the Top some years back. You were 14?
Yes, actually 14, 15. Yeah,
somewhere
like
in
that.
there.
Yeah.
At that point in your life, a year makes a lot of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
How did From the Top really jumpstart your career? Did it really give it a good shot in the arm?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was really nice exposure in a sense. People got to know me through the radio playing. I got to meet some amazing musicians who were also on the show with me, and also meet Christopher O'Reilly, the host, and everything. So it was a radio show that I've listened to for many years, so it was really cool to be on it.
Well, one of the things about today's music world is that there are so many young musicians all vying for the same ears. What was it, do you think, that maybe helped set you, her, apart to get to this point where now you're playing with orchestras, now you're playing with Vadim? And you can both chime in on that.
Well, I will chime in from my perspective. I've known Alina for, I don't know how many years now. Quite a few years. She played in the masterclass for me. That was the first time I met you, I think, in Chicago. And I rarely experience this, but I have had it throughout the years very few times when I listen to a student in the masterclass, and instead of thinking, what will I tell him or her once they are done playing and what can be improved, I think to myself, oh boy, this is the way I would like to play it. And that was the case with Alina. I remember until this day she played Wieniawski's Faust Fantasy, and it was quite spectacular. I remember talking to her teacher, who is my very close friend and a sensational violinist, Ilya Kaller. He's now professor at CIM, where Alina is a student. So this was the beginning how I heard about and heard Alina play, and then a few years later, which was last year, Alina was named the recipient of Arkady Fomin Scholarship Fund, which was established at my festival back in Chicago, and she played in the festival, and now through our program, The Stars of Tomorrow, this is her appearance here with the Pro Musica.
So this is a really steep climb for you, it sounds like. What was your reaction when your teacher came to you and said, well, Vadim said?
Well, at the master class, I kind of got an inkling of his thoughts based on, I guess, feedback afterwards, but it was incredibly flattering to have someone of his caliber say that about my playing and everything. But and I mean, when I got the call to play Bach double, I was like, I must be like dreaming or something. Like I can't believe this is actually happening. So
And Vadim is not one to flatter someone if they don't deserve it.
Well, you know me, I'm grumpy. But when I like something, I
Yeah,
like something.
exactly. I remember we were having a conversation out here some years ago, and I made a comment to open the conversation, and at some point he just looked at me and said, "Is there a question in there?" And I knew I was in trouble right then. He got grumpy on me first thing out of the chute. But on the other hand, there's got to be so much to learn playing with someone like him, playing with this orchestra rather than studying. You know, you can do a lot of things in the classroom, but until you get in front of an audience, it's not the same.
oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I feel like I learn so much through every single performance that I do, and even through rehearsals with him. Like, just I pick up on so many little things that I want to incorporate into my playing, or like, oh, how can I kind of reinterpret Bach, that sort of thing. So I just feel like every time I play with you, I kind of get I have a lot to think about afterwards. So that's what you want. So.
It sounds like you're stealing his things and he's stealing yours. That could work out beautifully.
That's exactly but this is a normal relationship of two musicians.
Exactly.
We learn from each other. You can call it stealing, of course, but
Healthy stealing.
I do think it is.
Yeah.
I remember being about Alina's age myself, having a chance to play with Pinchas Zuckerman, and I still, until today, I remember the excitement of
Yeah.
having a chance to be on stage with him. So, and I remember video footage of Pinchas at that same age playing with Isaac Stern, and I could see on the screen in his eyes that that's the feeling. So we haven't really invented anything. It's something that we do naturally as musicians. We kind of pass on this energy from generation to generation. So I guess it's now my turn.
Recombining things, good ideas are always good ideas, but maybe they blend a little bit better with one of your ideas. Who knows what you've taught him so far?
I don't know.
We will see on stage.
Alina Kobialka, Vadim Glucksmann will be here on the 6th and 7th of April at the Southern Theater, 2 nights with some great music, and I hope you'll join us in the audience. ProMusicaColumbus.org for complete details.